This lesson describes the form of the mainline of a graphics program. This course is about Java graphics, and it's taught by writing examples of Java graphics programs. To make it possible to concentrate on just the graphics portion of these programs, each one is going to be based on a standard mainline that does nothing other than load and display the graphics window. This lesson describes the structure of the mainline program and demonstrates how it displays a simple graphics window. Now here's the mainline class. At the very top are some import statements that tell the compiler where to find the frame, AWT event, and window event classes referred to inside the program. That's all the import statement does. It doesn't really import anything. It just provides information to the compiler. Instead of using the import statements, you could just use the full names of the classes inside the program. But if you put the full names on an import statement, you can use the short names in the program, and the compiler will look up the full names in the list of imports. This is the declaration of the class named showPinkCanvas. It's a public class, and it's also a frame. A frame is a Java class that displays itself as a window and includes the standard decorations around the window. These decorations include the system menu and the minimize and maximize buttons and such. So the showPinkCanvas class is a frame class. It's being defined as an extension to the frame class. Everything that is a frame class is a part of this class, plus the new stuff that's being added here. That is, the showPinkCanvas class is nothing but an extension to the capabilities in the frame class. Just as any other Java program, this one has the main method that can be used to kick things off. Remember that the main method is static. That is, it's part of the class and exists even when there's no object of the class. The new statement is used here to create a new object of the showPinkCanvas class. The new statement does this by allocating memory to hold the object, and then it calls the constructor to initialize that memory. This is the constructor. You can always spot a constructor because it has the same name as the class, and it's the only kind of method that doesn't have a return value declared for it. And you can't see it because the compiler inserts it automatically, but the first line of a constructor is always a call to the constructor of the superclass. In this case, that's the frame class. We want to be able to close the window. So this call to enable events is made so the program will be notified when the user tries to close the window. The truth is that the user cannot close the window without this program's permission, and this program can only give its permission if it knows about it. More about this later. Now this program is going to open a window, and the default location is the upper left-hand corner. This call to set location changes the placement of the new window to the specified spot. It's just for convenience. I've found that if it opens in the upper left-hand corner, I always drag it to the middle of the screen anyway. This creates the new pink canvas object to be displayed in the window. I'll show you what this thing looks like in just a minute. The new pink canvas object is added to the window by calling the add method. The frame has a layout manager that can handle several components if you want to, but we're only going to be using one for most of the things we do. In some special stuff coming up later, I'll show you how to add some buttons and sliders and stuff. This method call sends a message to that layout manager that no new components are going to be added, and it should work with what it's got to lay out the window. Of course, with only one component, the job should be pretty simple for it. A call to show pops up the window in its frame and displays the pink canvas inside the window. This is the method that gets called whenever the user has requested that the window be closed. It's also called when the window is minimized, maximized, or just has its size changed. But the only thing we're interested in is when it's closing. Only an application can close its window, and that's what the call to system exit does. So that's the standard mainline program for displaying graphics windows. You'll see some other forms for special purposes from time to time, but most of the programs in this course use this model. About the only thing that changes from one to the other is the class name and the canvas object that's loaded to be displayed. Now let's take a look at our simple canvas object. This is the definition of the pink canvas class, which is an extension of the canvas class. The canvas class is a component with a blank window that allows your program to draw and paint things on it. And that's what I'll be using to demonstrate graphics techniques. All this one does is set the size to 100 by 100 pixels and paint the background pink. Now, these two classes can be compiled this way. And the program can be run this way. In the next lesson, we're going to start taking a look at what it takes to draw stuff in this window.